Kid gets a scholarship. Well, yeah, in November, 2 months later, he falls asleep at the wheel, listening to the Course in Miracles CDs, and runs the car off the driveway, into the curb. So he had another accident. Minimal damage. The accident, the lunar Aries impulsiveness, opposed by Uranus and Pluto. Okay, that's there. And the Neptune, Mars in the third house, the lack of focus. He's listening to higher things. He's trying to go along, but he's perhaps trying to do too much, spaced out. The car goes. So that's basically his history. Okay, that's basically what we got. So I took the time. We could have gone right to the timing, but I wanted to do it just to the natal chart so you can see how they're connecting and that they are, to get a sense of that. So let me just get up so now we're going to do the same thing with the timings. We're going to try and see them against I'll put this over here, pull up this. I want to get the year graph. Okay, so bring this down. Year graph last. We're going to do the Saturn cycle across a lifetime. So this is the main one to have to feel connected to, because it's your main growth pattern. The Saturn cycle is your responsible growth. Both of your bones, the phases of your life. Now I had to make this chart out myself, and to get the space, I used the numbers for the month. When I'm doing it myself, I prefer to have the October and November, have the dates spelled out because it's easier to read. Takes long. Anyways, I had to do this, so it took a lot of time to get prepared for this class. Now, what I want to do is we're going to just open the graph here for now, and we'll look at the chart when we need. Not that one. No, this one. This one. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. The 8-year length. The 8-year is our final touch up to what's going on now. But the 90-year graph, that's the 3 cycles of Saturn. So we want to be able to see these things. So let's see, starts his Saturn. Where's the Saturn? There it is. Saturn's let me just get an 8th, 9th house. The Saturn, yeah, it's in the 8th house. It's not no bad aspects to it or from it. It's the responsibility. It's in Taurus, likes money, has to work hard for it, but has a sense of responsibility of taking care of the joint resources, being responsible for the kids, for business, for the marriage. He has the responsibility side of having to take care of things, which we saw in working to make sure that everyone got through school, including the wife. So, okay. So there's the Saturn there, 87, he goes around. So the first part of his life, we don't have any history from then, but the first part, he's living in his parents' world the first 7, 8 years. Big kid, getting to school, whatever. Saturn hits his ascendant in 79, 80. That's his first big identity crunch. So he's born in 69, so he's 10, 11 years old. There's an identity challenge that comes in. He's not fitting into the family, he starts to disassociate a bit more, and he's going through periods of personal growth. So that's just going through high school. Not a bad time to be going through high school, but he's having to do it not so much identifying to the family he came out of. He's on his own trying to figure out what he's going to do, what he needs to know. It hits the IC in 87. Okay, that's when you see the beginning of what he considers significant notes or significant events. So his first significant event was really the first real motivational point in his life. He's at the lowest point, he's far away from career, he's at home, he's a young kid, he's at school, and it's following patterns, he's feeling hemmed in, and he gets down to have to decide. When your Saturn's at your IC, you don't know what you want, you know what you don't want. But you're ready to try anything to get away from what you don't want. So he already, Saturn in descendant, he already detached from at 10, 11, he already felt alone from the way he was brought up, or that they weren't thinking about him as he was going forward. Now, so then he's going through high school, but I see he's going, where am I staying or what am I going, what am I doing? But that's the year he started a small business with some high school friends. He got a loan from the government, and in the late high school years through college, he had this business. And he started working. That's his Mars is in Sag, but his IC's in Sag. And he started this with a group of friends. He didn't do his own business. He went with a group of people, and they started a business doing things. That teamwork, that affected his IC. I want to be part of the team. We can work, we do this. And but it's a very profound motivating factor, being able to do something to get out of just school, have some money of my own, do my own thing. So it's not just what everybody's telling me to do. That's that Saturn down on the IC. I can't put up with this anymore. I guess, how am I going to get out of this? I'm not going to get out of this. I don't have some money. Let's start a business. As other friends must have been in similar situations. At the same time, he said he had the inner conflict about becoming a priest, questioning his purpose in life, wondering if there's another way to grow other than the Catholic Church of doing what's right or wrong. And he's trying to figure out, do I try and work a career? Do I try and go for business? He's far away from being established, but his Mars Neptune is low in his chart, so he's wondering, maybe I'm supposed to be a priest, maybe I go dedicate, but the church seems so restrictive. It's a mixed signal, so he's wondering about it, but he's doing the business at the same time. He has these two agendas going on. Almost normal for a Mars, Neptune, and Sag in the third house. As this goes along, then in 1991, he meets his wife-to-be. And so he's doing his business. I'm not sure what it was, but and conflict of whether he should be doing it or not. But I mean, there must have been struggles between home and family, mom, and what he's doing, and he's doing his own thing. But then he meets his wife-to-be. She was into astrology, herbology, white magic, spiritual writing. So he meets an exciting, mystical woman who knows things. Wow, that appeals to his identity. That's different than the way he grew up from the church, and it still represents a spiritual way. So she walked in answering the need to what he was praying for. Then went to work. Then they were together for years, then they broke up. Okay, so they hadn't got married yet, they broke up. Because it's wife-to-be, I just took names out of this so that it wouldn't be there. So, but they broke up for a year or two in this period. And then they got back together. And then he went to work for a friend and who started his construction company, woodworking business. So he started working with a friend again. They motivated by the IC moving out. I could work with some person. I could do something with people that like me. I really like to work with. This will work. Okay, now 96. That he had started making them. He bought a vehicle he really loved, and shortly thereafter had a major car accident. So he wasn't hurt physically. The car was wrecked, but he was emotionally upset and hurt. It hit his IC pride. He worked, he finally got somebody to get his own thing, he gets his own thing, it's there, and oh, it's an accident. You can hear the mother saying, I told you so. Or everybody telling him what he needs to do. Anyway, so you can see the complications there. And the Neptune, the feelings, the emotional hurt, that's the Neptune opposed Venus and the Mars. How could I have made such a stupid mistake? It affected his confidence. So then he left work to go to the grocery store, 96. So 96, 95, 96, he went to work and started friend Saturn's on his descendant. He's just coming out of his person, starting getting out into the world. He starts out and Saturn's going along. It's in the 7th house, but that's when he bought the car he loved and he had the accident. But he left his original company to go work for a grocery store. He worked there for a year. Saturn's going through the 7th and up into it's not quite in the 8th yet. It's not coming up to a Saturn return, which is in 69, 70. No, which is in 99. So it's not quite there yet, but it's going up through. It's going through the. I think it's going through his 8th house. Let me just get that. Yeah, so Saturn's moving up. By the time it hits the Saturn, it's been going through the 8th house. So this is where tows the car, he gets another job, he carries there, and 97 June, I mean, you could see more specific search for the year, but you're still seeing he's in his 70s. He's in the functional growth. He's going above the horizon. He's trying to get things set, get himself established out in the world. He's coming up to a Saturn return in 97. So the Saturn returns in 99. Sorry, he's at the square to his sun, and it's coming. But then, so he leaves the relationship, started another company, and he got married that June of 97. That's right in the period where Saturn squaring the transiting Saturn is squaring his sun. I want to make a commitment. I need a commitment. So you see his commitment: Saturn in the 8th house, Sun up in the 10th, Moon in the 7th. Let's get married. We're working together. We're married. We put things together. We're doing this. You see the practical thinking that would involve. Leads up to, and he's married. By 98, his son's born. And 99, he didn't put anything down in 99, but he's got his married. He's got his son born. He's the father. His Saturn returns there. He's got his commitments around him. But in 2000, shortly after the Saturn return, Saturn's going up through the 9th house, still going up, building up to the midheaven, increasing his functioning. He opens a health food store with his wife. The two of them open a health food store. Well, that suited them. We saw that from nature. It suited them. And it's building up their status, and they're building it up. And they're working on it. So that's fine. So then she has her second child. So there's a bit more expense, but there's kids, their own business. They're doing it. They have an operation running, the business, home, kids, and he's taking care of it. He's the father in charge of things. So this went on for a few years, and now where are we here? Okay, so he opened the food store with his wife, but his wife was really running the store more. He had kept his other business and was helping out in the store and with the kids around that at the same time. But she decided, after the second child is born, she decides to close the store and the offices to not be working so much for not making much money. It wasn't pulling in quite enough, and it was marginally getting by. So it was going okay, but not great. And she had the two kids. It was a lot of hard work. It was, I think, I would assume the work is getting heavier. But the Saturn, this time, the Saturn 2000, for him, this is Saturn going through the 9th house, going over his Venus, money tight, opposing his Mars. What are we doing? Things are changing. He says this whole period, Saturn, 1997, from the time he got married, and they opened the store and they built up the business, it went through the midheaven until 2009, which was when Saturn conjuncted the ascendant. This time, he said it was financially rewarding. He was making good money during this whole time with Saturn above the horizon, but there were growing conflicts with his wife, with his husband, with his boss. I mean, he had growing struggles with his boss. So that had been going on since it hit the midheaven, and he had his way of doing it. But you see, he's pushing it, and the ascendant, he's got this struggle. And 2009 November, he left the company and started with another company. 2009, we have by July, August, his Saturn's on his ascendant. He's depressed. He's fed up. He doesn't want to be doing what he's done. He's not getting better positions. His boss has got an attitude, and he's thinking, I got to do something different. So he starts working at another company in November, just a couple months after. It's still close enough to that ascendant. That represents similar to what happened to him at 11. This is another time. So he had the family grow up, and he started to disassociate. Now he had the business, and his own family comes in, and suddenly he's not going to be making more money. He was set up well. Now it's not so much. So it's just Saturn's there, and as he's getting more into himself, let's see, by 2011, okay, this goes on. Saturn's going below the horizon.